It's Saturday. Today is Saturday, April 17th, week 15 of 2021. We've had a great week. I hope you have too. I gotta make this really quick because we've got a lot on our plates today. Sunday was a beautiful day. It was so nice out. I got out and mowed the lawn. Tried to shoot a little video of that. Kind of turned out okay. Playing with that 360 camera, just seeing what I can do with it. On Monday, I was thinking about all the different places that I've been to in the United States. I would say in the world, but I really haven't been outside the country except for one small trip to Mexico one time. You would think that with all the years I lived in Minnesota, I would have gone up to Canada, but I never did make it up there. I remember my grandfather talking about going up to Lake Louise, and I don't know exactly where that was, but he said it was the most beautiful place he'd ever seen in his life. Pretty sure that was in Canada? I'll have to look that up. So I put up a map in my office this week and marked all the places where I've ever been. Jill suggested that I should start marking down the places where I want to go and maybe put those in a different color so that I can change the color over once I've been there. I think that's a really fun idea. Tuesday, Ben's baseball team had a doubleheader. I think they won one of them and lost the other one. They're having a blast. I mean, yeah, they do want to win, but as I keep telling Ben, I'm like, as long as you're having fun, getting some exercise, that's awesome. I was doing some work on one of the family tree websites, just filling in details, and it's fun to see how those websites link up with the public records that are available. If you haven't tried any of those websites before, there's some that are free out there. Family Search is one of them. There's other paid ones as well, and those have similar functionality, a little bit better for the paid ones. But if you're on a tight budget, the free ones work really well too. I've been thinking about projects that I'd like to do, telling stories from my family and from other people's families. I've done some of these in the past for various people and they've turned out pretty nice. Of course, there's always things in there that you want to do a little bit better next time. The thing about telling someone's story is that when you sit down to interview them, you don't know what they're going to say. You don't have any idea what's going to come out. So it's often challenging to figure out in editing what narrative to keep in the final product and how to find a story arc through their life. It's definitely an adventure to sort through. I remember when a gentleman named Mr Armstrong asked me to help him create a video about his experiences in World War II. We sat and talked in the interview for well over an hour, maybe 2 hours, and it took me 4 or 5 months of going over that. Being inexperienced as I was, I didn't really know how to pull out a story arc from this material. And of course, he was asking me how it was going with the editing, and I was getting very frustrated with myself. It was also challenging emotionally because much of the stories he told were things that led to his challenges with PTSD, and I wanted to honor his stories without getting too deep into the more difficult aspects of his story. The end result I really like. And like I said, there's things that I would like to have done differently. You don't know what you don't know until you get there. But the biggest compliment was that he said he really liked how I put it together. Wednesday night, I was talking with my stepdad, Richard, and asked him if he thought he and his siblings might be interested in me telling the story of their parents. This will be the first time I've taken on a project of this kind. So far, the ones that I've done have been interviewing people about their own life stories. But as I've been encouraging people to do these types of interviews, I often hear people say, I wish I would have done that with my mom when she was still alive, or my dad, or my grandpa. And I have many times encouraged them that they should sit and record their memories and get other people together that loved those people, because secondhand stories are far better than third-hand stories. And once you get to fourth-hand, it's pretty much gone. So I've been giving that kind of advice for several years now, and I'm just realizing that I've never endeavored to tackle that type of project. So that's what I'm hoping to do for for Richard and his siblings. I'm already finding challenges in this process, but Richard and his siblings have been very helpful. My original thoughts on how to shape this narrative, what things to ask, what things to focus on, those original ideas were things that they weren't completely comfortable with. And they helped me to see what they are comfortable with, and we're working together to highlight what they've loved most about their parents. It's really beautiful to see the stories that they're telling me. This is exactly the type of project I want to be involved in more, because it's meaningful. They're going to be able to preserve these stories and share them with their loved ones. I imagine and hope that additional stories will come to light that they also want to have told about other loved ones in their lives. In this process, I want to put together tutorials of things that I've learned to help people tell their stories, because it's really not all that difficult to sit down and just interview someone. Yes, if you want to do an edit of it so that it flows better or has a story arc to it, that part is challenging, but the interview part is really easy, especially when you're talking to someone firsthand about their life. And those videos alone are so very helpful, especially after that person is no longer with us. Thursday, I did a little video of Ben playing guitar. He's learning lots of different tunes right now. It's just really having a lot of fun with that. Also Thursday night, Ben and I had a little fire pit with him chopping wood and the blazing fire. There's just something soothing about sitting there watching the fire pit. And that brings us up to today, Saturday. It's a crisp, cool, overcast day, a little chilly out, wonderful spring day. I sure do love the seasons here in the Ozarks. Well, that's the end of week 15 of 2021. Have a great week. We'll see you next week.